Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us and welcome to today's Monday Mystery Reveal. So, if you're new to the channel or if you don't know what this is, basically what I've got in here is a figure that I'm either adding to my collection because I've just brought it outright, or I've swapped or traded it via the Discord or other social media means. So basically what it is, it's just a new figure that I've added, and rather than me just, I suppose, opening it up, we turn it into a bit of a guessing game, have a bit of fun with it, and give you guys the opportunity, I suppose, to guess what it is. Now, sometimes they're a bit obscure and it's a bit difficult, but in this case, this one should be relatively easy, but it is, of course, it's a different variant. And I suppose, again, if you're new to the channel, that's pretty much what I'm about. I like to collect as many different variants, I don't know why, as I can of certain figures, because sometimes they've got, in this case, they've got very different I suppose features, which is of course what makes this figure so special. So what it is a Japanese Generation 1 figure. It is not an exclusive, so what that means, it isn't like something where they used a completely new mold like Deathsaurus or, you know, Victory Saber, something like that. So this is a mold that, funnily enough, it was used before it was a Transformer as well, even though this became a Transformer in 1986 this one did, to be honest. So it wasn't, as I say, one of the first characters that was on the arc. It wasn't even somebody from the first series of the cartoon, the Sunbow cartoon. This is the Japanese version of this particular figure, and it's special. In fact, it's boxed. I'm very lucky that it is boxed. It's boxed so that, because it's boxed, there's two special reasons. There's one really special reason for the actual figure, but there's another special reason for the box, which I'll go through in a second as well. So let's give you a clue as to who it is. So it, as I said, 86 was huge because what they did was they implemented loads of special teams. That's a bit of a clue for you straight away. This particular figure itself, though, it is a member of a team, and he does form part of a combiner. He has had a very, not super recent, but yeah, over the last couple of years, updated figure. There was a version of this particular figure as well during Combiner Wars, and then I'm going back. I know there was a BotCon, I think, special edition version of them, but I'm going back and trying to think. To be honest, I should have checked TF Wiki, but because he's part of a Combiner team, there hasn't been many other versions apart from the ones that I can think of this particular figure and of this particular team. So definitely legacy, definitely as I say, Combiner Wars. The figure itself, if I can give you a sort of clue as to why it's sort of special, in Japan in the early days, in the boxes, they pretty much all came in polystyrene, what's the word I'm after, I suppose, protective cases, yeah, inside polystyrene, inside a little box. Even the little figures of the team members for combiners came in a little box with a polystyrene, whereas this guy comes in a box. But him, and to my knowledge, and I think to the Transformers community knowledge, only two figures up until this point. There was an Autobot and there was a Decepticon one that came in a box with the bubbles that you took off. All the other figures before then came in exactly that, the styrofoam I suppose packaging. For those of you who know your Japanese numbering system, which was again exactly what they gave, just a number to each figure, another huge clue is the fact that that is his number 50. Now, the other huge clue, I suppose, as to who it is that there was an issue of them in Legacy, and then there was also a Toy Deco version of this particular figure, and indeed it was one of the very first Commander class figures. It was the first Commander class figure of Legacy, I believe, and the reason why it's so special is because it has a launching mechanism on the chest, which of course Onslaught did, Silverbolt did, Hotspot did, and indeed so does Motormaster. So there you go, plastic bubble, launching mechanism. I'll get a video done on him as soon as possible. Please don't put the name of the figure and the character in the comments, just put the time that you got it, or indeed the wrong answers. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.